Hello everybody, we are going to make kimchi hot pot this morning. And for the kimchi hot pot we need, what is that called, Marika?
The Chinese cabbage.
Chinese cabbage, and then
the leeks.
Oh, the leeks aren't here. The leeks are already. Chinese cabbage, and we've got this right here, bean sprouts. And then what is this, Monica? No, this thing.
Shirataki.
Shirataki is
Noodles.
noodles made from potato, right?
Yeah.
And then we have a couple different kinds of mushrooms. This all goes into the pot. And then one more thing is the leeks, which is right here. I'll set it down here. You can see the leeks. They're very big.
We're gonna cut up the cabbage.
So we're gonna cut up the cabbage, and then the pot's in the back. And there's the pot that it's gonna go into. So first we have to cut everything up. So we're gonna cut everything up. And okay, so now we're cutting up the vegetables. With the Chinese cabbage, we just pulled it apart, pulled the top part off. That's this part here. That's
thin leafy.
the thin leafy stuff. Separated that from kind of the thick root bottom part. And now she's got the big leeks, and she's just cutting them up into big pieces because they cook very fast and leave them in big pieces. That's where we're at right now.
Then we're gonna cut up garlic.
Then we'll cut up the garlic. In Japan, they sell cut up pork, and you can use it in stir fry. So this is the pork that we have that we're gonna put in the kimchi hot pot, which is the kimchi jjigae. Okay, so now we're doing the garlic. We're gonna put a lot of garlic in there. She just cuts it and then just presses it, and that's it. And just puts the garlic in there. We're gonna use a lot of garlic, lots of garlic. Oh, and then we have our kimchi sauce. Let me show you our kimchi sauce. Got this from the grocery store. This stuff is really good. It's called kimchi sauce. You can see that there. We add that for the flavor. That's delicious. It's kind of sweet and spicy at the same time. Okay, so now we have the meat. Put the meat in first, the pork. Didn't add any oil because there's lots of oil in the pork. And then after that, we added big chunks of garlic. So the garlic and the meat are now cooking in the big pots. And then after that, we just put the vegetables in, right, Mariko?
Yeah. We'll start with the thick stuff, like the Chinese cabbage, the root part of it,
Chinese cabbage.
and then the leeks, and then the mushrooms.
Meat's cooking right now. We can see the meat has cooked just about thoroughly now, and the garlic's in there. So now we're going to add the leeks because they're big and add flavor. The leeks are going in. Oh, it's starting to smell good just with the pork and the garlic.
This is when we need smell-o-vision.
We need smell-o-vision. And then next we're going to put in the thick parts of the Chinese cabbage to go next. Mushrooms go last just because
They cook fast.
they cook very fast. So now the leeks are cooked somewhat. Now we're going to just dump the whole cabbage in.
Might want to do it a little bit at a time.
A little bit at a time. Trying to help out with while I take this video. Here's one group. It's starting to look good. Get some more.
Ooh, this is kind of good.
Smaller, a little smaller. And then a little bit. Yeah, I didn't know you wanted them smaller before, so I just took the leaves off.
It's kind of hard to eat like that.
Yeah.
So.
Cabbage is going in. Yep. And then we got the konnyaku back there. It looks like glass noodles made from potato. Now we have to mix that up.
Whoa.
So now the cabbage has been cooking for a few minutes, and you can see all the juice. That's all natural water that came out of the cabbage and the meat, of course, and the leeks. So it's quite a bit down there. And that's all. We didn't add any water at all. So next, we're going to put the mushrooms in. I'll dump it in, Marika.
Okay.
Alright. Well, that looks like a lot of mushrooms, but they shrink down to get really soft. Okay, so the mushrooms are now cooked down, and next we're going to add, oh, I forgot, we're also going to add tofu. We got 2 packs of tofu.
Yeah. This is like $1 for.
Are they
these
medium
2
or
packs.
soft, or what's tofu?
They're called silk, and they're the soft.
They're the soft tofu.
They come in packages like this.
So here, I'm going to add the noodles, right?
Yeah.
I add all the noodles. Well, the glass noodles, they're actually made from potato.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's looking very good now. Tofu goes last because it will break up.
And show them what we still have to put in here.
We still have this to put in. This
Yeah.
is the top part of the Chinese cabbage and the top part of the leeks.
We'll see if we could stuff it into this pot.
Everything will shrink down, so it's going to be a lot.
So we want to put in the tofu last because we can't be mixing stuff. It'll break apart.
Right, so we're going to mix this up right now. So now I put the rest, you can see that's empty. I put the top part of the noodles in, top part of the Chinese cabbage, and then I put the cover on top. Instead of it's hard to mix it because there's so many things in there now. So now it's steaming. And as soon as it softens a little bit, I'm going to mix it in. And then we have the tofu, and then we have the kimchi sauce. So there's really not going to be water in here because the water is coming from all the vegetables, but there'll still be like a nice broth. And Mariko's got the tofu now, 2 packs of tofu, the silk tofu, so that's the soft
It's
tofu.
soft and delicate.
Soft and delicate, you have to be very careful.
Also will break apart.
She's going to cut that up into kind of big chunks.
Yeah.
See the pot steaming now with the new cabbage on top. There's a lot in there. It's going to be yummy. Here's the rice cooker. We eat it with rice. Rice on the side. See the rice in there? It stays hot. Rice scooper. She's cutting it. Now you can see I mixed up the cabbage that was on top. It's steamed. Now the tofu goes at the end. It's going on top. So all that stuff is in there. And then after that, we're going to put the sauce on top. Mix the sauce in it. Looking good.
We want the tofu thick enough so it won't break apart, but not too big that it won't fit in our mouth. And of course, they're not cut up even because you can't see too well.
Looks good. See all that water in there? Look at that. That's all the broth. It's all the natural juices from the vegetables. This is going to be very good. So it's time for the sauce.
You might want to close the lid first.
Okay. Steam the tofu a little bit.
Let it cook in. Is it?
I took the top off the lid now because it's steamed a bit. There's a lot of water in there. And now Monika's gonna add the kimchi sauce. Here, you want me to do it all over the top, Monica?
Like that?
Yep. Here, I'll do it. Let me do
Is it coming out?
Yeah, but let me do it.
Okay.
Okay. So we're gonna add this. How much do you want to add? How much do you add yourself?
I don't know.
So we're gonna add some of this and see if it's good. Let's try that first. See if it's got enough sauce on it. We added this up, and now we're gonna mix it in. And then last but not least is the bean sprouts. And the bean sprouts we're gonna put at the bottom of our serving bowls because you don't need to cook them. Well, we don't cook them just because it gets so soft so quickly.
I don't think this is what people normally
No,
do.
this is just what we do.
We want a little bit of crunch left in our
So she's gonna put that.
sprouts.
You can put them on the top when you put them in, but those are the serving bowls. We're gonna put the kimchi.
This way, if
Hot
we
pot.
pour the hot soup over it, these would cook a little bit, but enough that it leaves it crunch.
So yeah, she does that. We're gonna serve it up soon. As soon as I'm gonna mix this up, the sauce into it a little bit more. Now does that hot pot start to look really good now? Yum, it smells so good. So now, we're gonna add just a little bit of sesame oil. Goma abura, sesame oil on the top. Drizzle it on.
Just a drop.
Just a drop. Maybe a little more than a drop right there, but it looks so good. And then we're gonna dish it up. Mix that sesame oil up a little bit.
Sesame oil is for flavor.
It's just for flavor.
It's not for lubrication.
See? It looks so good now. The tofu is staying pretty firm. There's just a ton of stuff in here. All that vegetables we put in here. And it's boiling nice and hot. Tried the broth. The broth is good. It's spicy and a little bit sweet.
And one fun fact to add is that this is Korean cuisine and it's not Japanese.
Right?
A lot of people cannot eat this. A lot of Japanese people don't even like garlic.
Right.
And anything that's a little bit spicy, Will and I don't consider this spicy at all, but for the Japanese, it's
Yeah, I'm gonna
quite
add.
spicy.
I'm gonna add some more chili peppers in my bowl.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm gonna dish it up, and I'll show you what it looks like after we dish it up. All right, now they're served in the pots, and Mariko's gonna crack a raw egg. You can eat raw eggs in Japan. She's gonna crack a raw egg on top. Just eat it like that with the raw egg. I'm not gonna do that, but she is gonna do that. I like it, but I'm just gonna get the way it is.
Get rice in bowls.
And then I add right here this chili peppers. I'm gonna crush chili peppers in mine, and we're gonna get some rice. Okay, so now we're all set. So now we have rice. You can see I put in a lot of chili peppers in mine because I like mine super spicy. And Mariko here, she cracked an egg in hers.
And then we have the herring.
Rice. And then we have herring too. It's pickled herring with fish roe and some seaweed.
It's really good.
And then Mariko's mom, she's got her portion there.
唐辛子がいっぱい入ってる。マリコ、卵入れたの？
Okay.
Bon appetit.
Mariko, you want to try it? And then I'll show you eating it.
Oh, really?
I'll try.
I'm gonna
Mix your-
crack this
いただ
egg.
きます。
She's gonna mix her egg. In Japan, like I said, the eggs are
唐
safe.
辛子が少し薄くないよ。大丈夫？辛くないんじゃない？
Karai.
辛い？
It's spicy. It's
Mmm.
good. So, oshii.
美味しい。
Okay. I'm gonna try it with the light on, see if it's even better. So you can see how rich this broth is. It's just the water from the vegetables. And there's just so many beautiful things in here. So you can see the underneath the bean sprouts, little meat, some mushrooms. See the steam coming off it. With a hint of sesame oil. My favorite. I like the hot pot with lots of vegetables in it. Meat and rice. I'm gonna eat rice with it. And then this is the herring. The herring is so good. It's pickled, a little fish, eggs on top, seaweed, cut up carrots. Delicious.